All right. Y'all ready? Here you go. I hope y'all are wide awake and I hope y'all are prepared and ready for what's getting ready to go on right now. I love my little pod guide video here. Um, yes, indeed. All right, here we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a segment that will be named at a later date. No, dead ass. This segment, like this is some more content that I'm planning on doing. Is something that I explained on this past Club's Pizzle. It was something that I'm gonna try out. I'm gonna pick certain topics and just speak about them. It's like sidebar, double shots. I don't know. But for right now, it's just a happy hour network special. And what we are going to discuss today is NFL free agency. Yes, football fans, it is that time of year where we get free agency. Um, the tampering window has begun. And it goes until Wednesday, March the 13th. It's called a tampering window because you're allowed to make deals, but nothing becomes official until the new year, until the NFL's new year begins at 4 p.m. on Wednesday. That is something that they've always done. I know people always have these questions, but why did they do this? Why did they do that? The NFL, like 4 p.m. on Wednesday, is like Happy New Year NFL. The NBA's is, I believe, July 1st. And to be perfectly honest with y'all, I have no fucking idea when Major League Baseball is. No, really. But it's called a tampering window. I don't know why they call it a tampering window because it's too many conspiracy theorists out there. Honestly, like it's way too many conspiracy theorists out there, and they'll be like, "Well, why do they have to call it that? Well, it can't be this." I don't like it the name tampering window personally, but it is what it is. Who the hell am I? I'm just somebody who watches football and somebody who likes to talk about football. So it's their deal. It's what they want to call it. Shut up about it. Currently, we're at the beginning of starting Wednesday at 4 p.m. The NFL salary cap coming up for this year will be $255.4 million. Whoo, that's a lot of money. That is up 30 million from 2023. And I believe it's jumping up this high. I think a lot of the money and a lot of the numbers are starting to come back up from the pandemic year. Like it was a lot of, some money. And that gives a lot of these teams a little bit of cap relief. Some, not all. It makes the GM's job easier to restructure deals and know who to get rid of now so they can get under that cap. I think that's it. Like, so let's talk about our Cleveland Browns here. That's the team that I'm focusing on is the Cleveland Browns. Real quick, if y'all have any questions about what y'all's team is going to do or what y'all want y'all team to do, what y'all think I think y'all team is going to do, feel free. Y'all got to excuse me. It's been a long weekend in my house. This has been a lot going on. I've been doing a lot. Like, and I'll talk about it on Club Pizzle this Thursday, 8 p.m. right here on the Happy Hour Network. But the Cleveland Browns, as of right now, they are currently 12 million under the cap. It could be more. It all depends. And that's restructuring Denzel Ward, That's restructuring Jed Willis, who's going into his final year, and it's all rolled into a signing bonus. Andrew Berry, listen, I'll get to it. There's a possibility that Nick Chubb, Amari Cooper, and Deshaun Watson's contracts can be restructured. Jack Conklin, maybe, if Jack Conklin isn't a salary cap casualty, if they don't decide to part ways with him. The big thing is Andrew Berry said, I'm not gonna wait until Sunday. The tampering. I'm just gonna start doing things now. So he made a move, a big move. Welcome to Cleveland, Jerry Jeudy. So they made this deal with the Denver Broncos for Jerry Jeudy. Jerry Jeudy is a fish that Andrew Berry has been chasing for a while. He tried to get him at the deadline last year. Denver was like, no, we want a first round pick for him. Andrew Berry said, we ain't got no picks, man. So y'all SOL there. But he got him basically for a loaf of bread and some lunch meat. A 5th round pick and a 6th round pick. And those were in trades from other trades that they made. I believe one was from the Deshaun Watson trade, and I believe the other pick was from the Baker Mayfield trade. Andrew Berry does not stockpile these day 3 picks for nothing. He said, all right, I know what I can use these picks for. I'm gonna use them to, and that's an NFL GM thing. I'm not gonna just put that on Andrew Berry. That is a league-wide thing. That is all his GMs do it. I'll say that. Last year career-wise in Denver, Jerry Jeudy in 57 games has 44 starts, 211 catches, 3,053 yards, and 11 touchdowns. He's a kid from Alabama. He's a part of that wave of Alabama wide receivers that came in after Amari Cooper, after Julio Jones. You had Jerry Jeudy. You got Jameson Williams. You got Calvin Ridley. You got hell, it's so many of them. Jesus Christ, man. Mechie out down in Houston, who's just getting himself back together. It's a lot of them out there. But all of these guys came in the league right after each other. This wide receiver boom that we've had between Clemson, Alabama, and LSU is absolutely positively nuts. And Ohio State, too. I can't forget about Ohio State with the studs that they've brought in, or the studs that have entered the draft and made his way into the league. And a couple of more are on the way. And there are a few more down in Columbus that's ready to make some noise this year and going to be playing on Sundays in the near future. Washington is another school who has some guys, but I'll get to that. I think it was a good trade. You add a guy like Jerry Jeudy on the other side of Amari Cooper, who is going into the final year of his contract, or he possibly could be moved. I don't know. I'm just saying. All right, let's just say he's not being moved. You put Amari Cooper on one side, you got Jerry Jeudy on the other side. You got Elijah Moore in the slot. You got David Njoku at tight end. You got Nick Chubb coming back at running back. Deshaun Watson. You got what you need. You got Cedric Tillman. You got Michael Woods II, who hopefully is healthy and getting healthy and can possibly see some time with this team. I don't know if Jakeem Grant's going to be back. I don't know if Goodwin is going. It's a lot of guys who I don't know if they're going to be back or not. But as far as the Cleveland Browns go, this move that they made, I don't even have to talk about this move anymore. Team needs for the Browns. They met one with wide receiver, but that does not mean that they won't draft a wide receiver. I got a list. I'll get to it. Interior defensive line and edge rushers. You definitely need those guys. Your pending free agents. You have Zadarius Smith, Sione Takitaki, Anthony Walker, Jordan Elliott, and Joe Flacco. Now, Joe Flacco has already said he wants to play, but if he has to come back, if he has to come back somewhere, he'd come back to Cleveland. Personally, I'll get to it. Zadarius Smith, I say you bring him back. I want this Zadarius Smith back here. Between Takitaki and Anthony Walker, you have to make a decision. Anthony Walker hasn't been healthy. Takitaki just is what he is at this point. Jordan Elliott, you can let him go. I mean, this is guys out there that you can go and get if you're gonna go big game hunting. And let me get to it, man, because my guy, my correspondent here, Christopher Cargyle, has come up with his wish list. So let's get to it. His dream target for a trade was Brandon Ayuk. I'm gonna just run through these, but Brandon Ayuk, I think he's gonna end up back in San Francisco. Somehow they go throw him a bag. Draft guys that you can draft. Xavier Leggett from South Carolina, Xavier Worthy from Texas. Y'all saw the 40-time fastest guy. You can use that to take the top off of the defense. And y'all know. Jalen Polk from Washington, Jalen McMillan from Washington, Michael Corley from Western Kentucky, A.D. Mitchell from Texas, Tez Walker from UNC, Johnny Wilson from Florida State, and Roman Wilson from, if you ask me, I think that's a pretty damn good, mix of guys. Like, if you could get one of those guys in the later rounds or in the mid rounds, because we don't have a first round pick at all. The whole we ain't got no picks, man, thing, let me tell y'all, like, that's a joke. I'll be joking about it. We have picks. We just don't have first round picks. And people think that the first round picks are the end all be all, which it isn't. It's just always cool. I think what happens, or what's happening in Cleveland, is everybody is so in love with having first round picks, because we've had first round picks since 1999. It's day one of the draft, the pageantry, all of the stuff that goes on for the first round picks. But it's the second, third, and fourth round guys you can draft for depth. You have your superstar positions you can get in those early rounds, but you make those trades. But again, like, you can find one of these guys. In free agency, maybe Gabe Davis. Even still, yes, we brought in Jerry Jeudy. That still does not mean you don't bring in other wide receivers, because, again, you don't know. Secondary free agency, Darnell Mooney. Excuse me. I won't get into the trade ones because Jerry Jeudy is on there. The other guys were Brandon Cooks and Mike Williams. Would have been nice, but we got one. We got Jerry Jeudy. That's cool. Mike Williams has always been at the top of my list. Love Mike Williams, another one of those Clemson boys. Let's go to the defensive tackles. The dream target is not there anymore. And that was Chris Jones. He just get paid, young man, get paid. In the draft, you got Brandon Fisk from FSU, Mike Hall Jr. from Ohio State, excuse me, y'all gotta excuse me. Rook Orojo from Clemson, and Chris Jenkins from Michigan. Chris Jenkins is not a bad pick. I know he went to Michigan, and I know a lot of you guys are Ohio State guys, but so the freak what? He's not there anymore. Free agency, maybe Christian Wilkins. You put Christian Wilkins on the defensive line with Myles Garrett, with Zadarius Smith. Hey, let's get it popping. A possible trade for Jonathan Allen and DeForest Buckner. I know that DeForest Buckner has been a fish that Andrew Berry has been trying to bring in for a long time. So we're just going to see what happens there. Defensive ends, Brian Treese from Washington in the draft, Darius Robinson from Mizzou, and Chop Robinson from Penn State. If y'all watch Big Ten football, because I know I live in Big Ten country and y'all love Big Ten football, right? Chop Robinson is pretty good. Free agency, Chase Young. You bring back Zadarius Smith, Dorrance Armstrong, Jonathan Greenard, and Bryce Huff. Those are the possible free agents, guys, you can bring in. Or you trade for Hassan Reddick from Philly, but I doubt that happens because Fletcher Cox retired. Let me happy retirement, big Fletcher Cox. Oops. Always do that. Happy retirement, big fella. Trade for Hassan Reddick. Backup quarterbacks. It's only 2. If you don't get Jacoby Brissett, it's Joe Flacco. Joe's already said, I would love to go somewhere and be the starter. No, I don't think Denver would sign Joe Flacco to go out there and be their starter. I just don't think that's what Sean Payton wants, honestly. I have no idea what the fuck Sean Payton wants. I mean, he's paying $85 million for a quarterback to go away, and I'll get to that. But the only 2 backups, Jacoby Brissett or Joe Flacco. Y'all should be satisfied with that. On the running back tips, draft Braylon Allen from Wisconsin, Trey Benson from Florida State, or RJ Esting from Notre Dame. And that's pretty much that when it comes to the Browns on their wish list. Or this is Chris Cargile's wish list. I wish I could get him on and we can discuss this a little more. Oh, I skipped the damn linebackers. My bad, y'all. Draft Jeremiah Trotter Jr., legacy kid. Y'all know how his daddy got down, and he gets down just like that. Edgerrin Cooper from Texas A&M, Peyton Wilson from NC State, or Junior Colson from Michigan. I know you guys might huff and puff at these Michigan guys, but y'all have seen what they've done for the last 3 years. Big Ten championships, playoff, and they're the defending national champions. But again, man, we are going to see what Andrew Berry does. And at this point in time, I'm trusting Andrew Berry. I trust him with everything. I trust him. You have to trust the guy who does salary cap management or did salary cap management for fun as side projects when he was 11 years old. How can you argue with that guy? And a lot of his moves that he's made have been good. So just trust in AB. And with that said, I'm going to wrap this up. I'm going to split this thing down the middle in 2 because I'm already over the time that I wanted to go over. So what is going to happen coming up right next? I'm going to go league-wide here. I'm going to talk what's going on league-wide. And again, if you guys have any questions, just hit me. Actually, we are going to go live this afternoon. Maybe. We'll see. Now, you know what? Just stay tuned. The next segment is coming up. This is part 1. Stay tuned for part 2. Peace.